Guys, today I want us to dive into one of the wildest online revelations that happened just recently. Something many people are calling the great unmasking of political Twitter. This all started when X, formerly known as Twitter, briefly activated a new feature that showed the geographic location where an account was operating from. And within hours, people online said they started noticing something shocking, that many loud, influential political accounts, especially ones pushing extreme rhetorics or claiming to speak for American voters, weren't even based in the United States.
Twitter, aka X, has a new feature where you can see the origin of certain big accounts now. Twitter is a cesspit. All you see is arguments, people just going overboard for their politics. I'm like, what's going on here? Well, here's the answer. Many of these accounts are not American. Many of them, like this one, are Nigerian. Yeah, there's more. These are Macedonian, bro. Macedonia. What's Macedonia got to do with MAGA, bro? And check this one out. India. What's going on, bro? Why so many MAGA pro-American white nationalist accounts are African and Middle Eastern and Asian? Here's a map showing you the pro-MAGA accounts and their origin. That's insane, bro. Look at all that redness in Africa, Middle East, and Asia. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. Division and outrage is monetizable now. Yeah. So all that division, all that outrage, all that passion that people go on X to spew, many people are taking advantage of it. They're making money out of you, man. They're milking you, your madness. And you know what? It's kind of funny because I can't believe it. I used to argue with some of these accounts like, yo, what's wrong with you guys? Like there's some accounts that are anti-black, pro-white, pro-black, and I'm like, what's going on? What's all this division, all this hatred? Well, here's the answer, mate. These guys, they're not even American. They're not even American. They're not even West. Oh, it's crazy, man. Yeah, I wonder what MAGA thinks about this, man. The real MAGA, I mean. What do they think about all these accounts taking advantage of them? But these people in these countries, how have you no shame, bro? You go around in these accounts disrespecting yourself, disrespecting your countries and stuff like that, just for the bag. That's insane, bro. You can't be that down bad, bro, to disrespect your own self in the name of money. I mean, it's funny, but it's crazy.
Elon Musk revealing the new feature that shows us exactly where a particular Twitter account is from is the greatest feature ever. It literally exposed the psyop on the black community. Yo, foreigners are making a living and making bank in causing division among black people in America. So X has this new feature where they are literally exposing where exactly an account is based in. Okay. So it shows the date you joined the app and the account is based in blank, right? So for me, my account is based in the United States. I joined May of 2022 and I've been verified since May of 2024 and it's connected via the United States App Store, right? It even shows you the App Store that they downloaded it from, okay? Just in case somebody, let's say, I don't know, they have a VPN on, but the App Store will tell you where exactly they are, right? So, like, for example, if the VPN says the United States, but they're connected via the App Store and the App Store shows India, then you know exactly what time they're on, okay? The gig is up. Like, people are checking accounts whenever they see a divisive tweet. And what we're seeing is 9 times out of 10, and it almost never fails. An account that is starting conversations that are divisive among black people in America, and is more specifically in America, 9 times out of 10. Those chaos of agents, right? Those agents of chaos, they're 100%, F9 out of 10, 100% foreign-based accounts. A textbook example of this is this page called Black Barbies, _only Barbie. This entire page, the only purpose of this page is to disparage and tear down black men. That's it. Their entire tweet history is telling you how black men is garbage. That's it. She writes, keep black men away from children. 60% of all black women/girls have been touched by a black man before the age of 18. The FBI also suspects that this figure is also severely underreported. Okay? Light-skinned men love. Dark-skinned black women, they love black women more than black men do. Auntie advice, right? And I'm sure this white woman right here is saying some destructive things about men. So she commented, this is so true. And probably the reason why so many men, especially black men, are angry. Right? Fam. Again, warning all women, especially black women, the accounts below are ran by black men. Come on, bro. Food stamps is over. Coochie is back to being $40 again. Exactly. Black men are so ugly and undesirable. They can't find a way to attract women without using force, insecurity, or exploitation. Truly the most disgusting group of men. So this person have a hatred in their heart, right, for black men. And you would think, okay, this account is probably a black woman who have gotten hurt by black men in their past. Nah. If you go here and you see this bio, pro like-minded black women on this page is for black women positive promotion and black women victim advocacy. Okay. Now they changed this to CIA headquarters in China. They changed this after they got exposed. Cause if you go to their page, it says account based in East Asia and Pacific. This is not done in goodwill or good faith. This is not somebody in China or East Asia or India who decided, hey, man, I believe that black women are being persecuted and given a bad hand in America. I want to stick up for them. So,
in news that is not shocking to anyone. It's almost like we had been saying. Almost like folks had been saying for years. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we did the same thing on other apps. How many of these accounts that go real hard over to the hateful redheads, how many of these folks wouldn't actually be from here? You're talking about places like Nigeria, Russia, and India. And like I said, this is not shocking to anyone who's been paying attention, especially anyone who's made any content talking about any of the issues of marginalized communities and the way our comment sections fill up with vitriolic hate. The majority of which, there's some that are genuine people and you just be shocked, but the majority of which turns out to be bots, fake accounts. Compile those fake accounts with the fact that these accounts actually had a big following. We're collecting checks from Twitter to literally sow division and to sow hate and to perpetuate hate. Pay attention to who y'all supporting because it matters.
You know that location feature on Twitter, right? It allows you to see where the account was made and where it's based. It's so crazy because there's so many MAGA accounts and so many accounts that get people riled up, you know, those troll ones that have been outed as coming from Nigeria, India, Russia, Serbia, Bangladesh, just all these people or all these bots essentially that are not here. We've been saying it for years. I almost forgot. Fox News, Germany. What? What's crazy is that now VPN sales are skyrocketing in India. And then on top of that, which is the most important news, is that Homeland Security was based out of Israel. And then Twitter takes down the location feature specifically for government accounts. Man, I don't know. I just feel like that's a little suspicious. You know what I mean?
When this feature rolled out, even though it was only live for a short time, the online reaction snowballed instantly. People began sharing what they claimed were screenshots showing that certain political accounts, some with massive followings, were located outside of the US. Whether each example was real, exaggerated, or misunderstood, the narrative spread faster than anything X had, seen in months. Some users compared notes and concluded that, disproportionate number of accounts promoting the divisive or extreme content appeared to be posting from abroad. Other users claimed they discovered that fan pages for political figures, white identity accounts and hype partisan personalities were tweeting from places like Nigeria or India. Again, none of this proves intent, but the perception of foreign involvement triggered a tidal wave of skepticism. People also reacted to the claim that even a US government agency account briefly showed a foreign location before the feature was restricted. This fueled more suspicion and more confusion. And right in the middle of all this, users said VPN sales reportedly spiked, especially in countries like India. All of this set the stage for a much deeper conversation. What made this moment so explosive wasn't just the initial shock. It was the broader realization about how easily online political spaces can be manipulated, influenced, or even, artificially amplified. Even before this incident, researchers, journalists, and cybersecurity experts had warned for years that political discourse on social media is vulnerable to coordinated networks, foreign influence operations, bot farms, and monetized outrage. But for many everyday users, this was the first time they felt like they had seen behind the curtain. People who once argued passionately with certain accounts suddenly, wondered whether they had been debating real citizens, paid operators, or automated networks designed purely to provoke anger. Online users started quoting the same sentiment over and over. I've been arguing with people who don't even live in the US. That sense of betrayal, whether justified or not, was a central emotional reaction to this event. Many commentators pointed out that outrage is an extremely profitable business model. The more extreme or polarizing a message, the more engagement it creates. And on platforms where engagement is monetized, that means someone somewhere is earning money from every emotional reaction, whether it's anger or fear or frustration. So when people saw accounts allegedly based overseas posting inflammatory political content, targeted at Americans, their immediate confusion was that the goal wasn't ideology, it was revenue. Others took it a step further. They argued that some of these networks weren't just chasing profit. They were intentionally trying to fracture American political unity by exploiting cultural tension. Claims circulated that certain accounts were, specifically targeting Black Americans. Others pushed anti-immigrant narratives, and others appear to fuel racial resentment or political paranoia. Whether every example was accurate is impossible to know, but the perception created a viral wave of distrust rather. The irony is that platforms like X thrive on chaos. Controversy is engagement, and engagement is money for the platform and for creators as well. So even if some accounts were indeed operated from overseas, the bigger story is how easily online political influence can be shaped, distorted, or even hijacked by actors who have no connection to the communities they are speaking to. Another reaction that swept the internet was the embarrassment. People joked that the reveal turned white supremacists into punchlines. When users claimed to discover that some extremist accounts were tweeting from places like Tel Aviv, Nigeria, Brazil, or Bangladesh, that's not to mock those countries themselves, but to highlight the absurdity of foreign-based accounts trying to dictate what real Americans should think about race, nationalism, or even patriotism. Then came the government-related controversy. Users online claimed that the US Department of Homeland Security's account briefly displayed a foreign location before the feature was restricted for government accounts. Now, whether this was a glitch, a misunderstanding, or something else, the fact that the feature was limited immediately afterward added it added fuel to already raging fire of speculation. What this incident truly revealed was the fragility of online trust. For years, people assumed that a profile picture of a flag, a bio claiming a US city, or a familiar, sounding username meant that the person on the other side was exactly who they said they were. But this moment, regardless of its accuracy, in every instance, forced millions to confront how easily identities can be, manufactured. In the weeks that followed, users became more Users now have become more skeptical. They, you know, they, they clicked accounts, they checked origins, they questioned posts that once seemed unquestionable. Is this even a real person? Those are the kind of questions they're asking. And perhaps the most important outcome is that people have begun educating others to slow down, verify, and think critically before sharing or reacting to political content. Whether or not all the claims are fully accurate, this event, real or perceived, it has changed users' behavior. It shifted the culture of online political discussion. It has reminded people that influence can come from anywhere, that manipulation is profitable, and that not everyone arguing loudly has a genuine stake in, the outcome. And ultimately, it has sparked a much bigger question. If a platform can unintentionally expose the origins of political messaging, what else might we discover about who shapes our online reality? That is the conversation the internet is still having. And it's one we need to keep having. Yeah, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what are your thoughts. Also, remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.